So in this video, I'm going to share with you how to position your horse's body for success and how to know what went wrong if your horse doesn't pick up the correct lead, because that happens. It's a part of horsemanship is learning how to better communicate to our horse. So how to pick up the correct lead, it's as simple as pushing the hips to the left for a left lead and pushing your horse's hips to the right for the right lead. So that might not make sense. Just write it down and I'll explain. So you want to get your horse really good at moving the hips. So you're going to do this first of all with yielding the hindquarters all the way around. But eventually we need to be able to actually ask for haunches in and haunches out. I'm going to break this down and make it super simple for you. I don't want you to get scared by the fact that you're doing a more precision type maneuver. I'm not going to worry about my horse's head with this. I'm just going to worry about pushing the hips to the right and to the left. And ideally, I'd like my horse to get to where I can just weight my left seat bone and they move their hips to the right and just kind of adjust my weight. But at first, you're going to ask with your leg. You're going to slip your leg back, tip your fingernails up a little bit, and ask for those hips over. Now, this is the position that you would want to pick up a lead from. If you ask your horse to canter and they are straight, they're just going to pick up whatever lead's easier for them. Just like you're right-handed or left-handed, horses have one lead that's easier than the other. So don't leave it up to fate. Put your horse in the correct position so that you have the best chance possible of picking up the correct lead every single time. So first off, those hindquarter yields. If you can't even get your horse's hip to move over, you're probably going to have trouble with haunches in and haunches out. So I'm going to walk you through how to do this yield. So you're going to slide one hand down the rein and you'll slip your leg back towards the back cinch, and you just want your horse to move off that leg pressure. And I'm bending my horse. It's important to get a little bit of bend when you're first starting this, just to kind of help your horse get the idea. And then you want to be able to do this without reins as well. So it's a little game you're going to play with your horse. Don't make me pick up my reins. So I'm just putting my leg on. If my horse walks forward, I'll pick my rein up, ask for a step or two of backup, and then continue on. And I'm going to play with that until my horse can yield all the way around without reins. Once you have that, then you're ready to try haunches in and out on a straight line. And I'm not really worrying about my horse's head. Yes, in a perfect world, if I was doing this perfectly correct, I would want vertical flexion and I would want my horse's nose tipped towards his hip. So if I'm moving my horse's hips to the left, his nose is going to be tipped to the left. But if that's too hard and it's like too hard for you and your horse, don't worry about it. Just worry about moving those hips over. So common mistakes with this. A lot of times people get off their straight line. So what I'm looking for is my horse's front end to stay on that straight line, walking ahead as the hips shift either to the right or to the left. And what I see a lot of times, which is so easy to do, is you kind of allow your horse to move over here and they're not really moving their hips then. You've allowed the shoulders to push over. So to prevent this, give yourself a visual. Either put a cone down at the end of the rail, or you can even do this on the rail. You'll just have to switch directions when you go to practice the other way. But get your horse really good at this. And it's all about your focus and keeping that front end on that straight line. The second thing I see is people are afraid to get in their horse's mouth. Now, obviously we want to be gentle with our horse's mouth, but for better communication with this and to make sure that you're successful, make sure you're picking up a short enough rein. And the way that you know your reins are in the short enough every single time, find the middle of your rein, slide your hand down, and slide it all the way down to the mane till you feel just a tiny bit of contact with your horse's mouth. Then you're going to split your reins into two, and that's your position for this. And that'll give you the best feel to be able to communicate well with your horse. The second thing with that is don't allow your horse to push through your reins. It's so easy to get concentrated on the hind end and just allow your horse to leak forward. Don't allow that. So your reins are creating like a wall in front of your horse, and you don't want your horse to go pushing into the bit and pushing past that wall. You're like, nope, your horse's forequarters need to stay here, and you can't push into me. All right, let's review. So your prep work that you need to be able to do in order to be successful with your haunches in and out, you need to be able to do hindquarter yields, no reins, forequarter yields, and sideways. Those are the three key components. You have to have good body control. If you think about anything at a performance level, it's doing the basics with excellence. And these are your three basic maneuvers that you need to have down pat and really solid. Then next, you can start working on your haunches in and out at a walk and then eventually a trot. And work on that on a straight line. You can start on the fence if you want to, but I want you to get really good at doing it on a straight line. There is no way to cheat it when you're on a straight line. You either have it or you don't. So get really good at that. Your goal is to get your horse light and easy to move over with no resistance.